Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to the original Loretta Brown Show, radio to open the heart, heal the soul, and awaken the consciousness. Oh my goodness, Benny. Sometimes things happen, don't they?
Yeah, it's all good. We roll with the punches. I think
It's all,
I'm kind of used to it by now with the many years of here in the radio biz. So it's all good.
yeah,
Mhm.
it is. Anyway, I am the owner of Reiki Oasis, and oh my goodness, I have a wonderful guest for the show today, and we'll just do a quick little astrology check-in, and then I'll bring her on. So today, boy oh boy, from May 28th to the 30th, which we're right there on May 30th, the sun aligns with Aldebaran, also known as the Royal Star or the Silver Gate Portal. It activates high frequency energy that sharpens our minds, deepens intuition, and enhances wisdom. And Aldebaran is believed to be the resting place for souls before they reincarnate on Earth, providing a space for reflection and understanding of upcoming life lessons. By connecting with our higher self and soul contract, we can channel this energy and remember that every experience is a lesson. This week, the sun aligns with Aldebaran at 9 degrees Gemini today, Thursday, though we're going to be feeling its energy, its 5D energy for a while. Aldebaran, the alpha star of Taurus, glows warm orange in the night sky and is associated with the archangel Michael and Buddha, representing enlightenment. It is one of the four royal stars or guardians of the directions in ancient Persian astrology and is known as the Eye of a Revelation. Aldebaran forms part of a heavenly bridge connecting guardian angels to each soul, helping align us with our highest divine intention and fulfill our destiny. This alignment brings divine wisdom, offering guidance and higher perspectives, especially in challenging times. So Aldebaran, also known as the Eye of the Bull, is linked with honor, intelligence, steadfastness, integrity, leadership, and wealth in ancient texts. And in Stellar Nations mythology, Aldebaran is a 5D sphere of higher consciousness. It is home to guardian angels, fairies, guardians of nature, the ethereal ocean, the primordial womb of creation where all life begins, and dolphin souls choose their missions. And if Aldebaran is prominent in your natal chart, connect with the relevant themes to utilize this stellar activation. It's a very powerful time to harness its energy for personal growth and alignment with your divine path. I have to say that I can't think of a better platform to bring my guest into the show. I have today a very special guest. My guest is Stephanie Banks. She's an intuitive channel, a mentor, and a guide who connects with souls, spirit guides, and even nature. Her journey began when her mother's dementia led her to explore nonverbal communication on a soul level. Stephanie's work, blending her background as a speech language pathologist, helps clients find their inner wisdom, improve relationships, and discover joy. She's the author of Joining Joni and shared her story in her TED Talk, I Am an Intuitive Channel. Welcome to the show, Stephanie. It's good to see you.
Hi, Loretta. It's great to be here with you and your joyful spirit.
Thank you. And we had a little technology trouble there, and it's always interesting. It does throw me off just a little bit. So thank you for your patience, and I really, really genuinely appreciate it.
Of course.
So yeah, so you are a channel,
Mhm.
and I'm going to let the listening audience know that at some point we are going to open the lines for people to call in, but I'm also going to have a wonderful talk with Stephanie. So for those people that want to call in and ask Stephanie a question, she'll give you a little bit more information about what it is you might ask her. But the number here at the radio station is 1-888-298-5569 or 425-373-5527. I'll say the numbers again. It's 1-888 425-298-5569, which by the way is KKNW, or 425-373-5527. And you can call into the show now and get into the queue. So Stephanie, tell us a little bit. In the intro, I alluded to how you got into all of this, but please share with us your journey and how did you become a channel? How did you know?
Yeah. Well, first, I would like to say I believe we're all channels. Channeling is just connecting to and receiving divine energy and wisdom, and we are divine energy. So this is coming through all of us all of the time. We just have different ways of expressing it and receiving it. And my way of receiving and expressing it happens to come through language. I'm able to ask specific questions of souls, of spirit guides, of ancestors and loved ones on the other side, of souls that are also here on the planet with us, of nature. I love how in your reading you're talking about the fairies. Yes, channeling fairies is super fun as well. So I tap in, I receive information based on questions that are asked and transmit that information through language and words. But there's so many forms of channeling, art and music and writing, all beautiful forms of channeling. Energy healing, also a form of channeling. And I discovered it, I suppose, mostly during my journey with my mother as her dementia was worsening and was affecting her own ability to communicate. So as a background in my profession, I'm actually a speech pathologist, and I've had 21 years of clinical experience. So I know how to support people who are having communication or cognitive disorders, but it's very different when it's one's own mother. And we have all the complexities of that mother-daughter relationship. And I found that the quality of our relationship was really suffering as her dementia progressed. Luckily for me at the time, my best friend was a very gifted channel. I say was because she's on the other side now, but she channeled my mom for me. I told her, I really need some help here. I don't know how I can support my mom. I'm getting it wrong. The guesses I'm making are not helping. And she brought through my mom's soul. I got to understand what our soul relationship was really all about, where I was overstepping in terms of intruding on her soul relationship with my father in my desire to be helpful. I was actually disrupting some connections and opportunities for them, and how I could be more attuned to our shared journey and our commitment to each other as souls. And it completely changed my relationship with her forever. She's on the other side now, so we have a great relationship. It's very clear, very clean, very high vibe, but it allowed me to walk the remainder of the years of her earthly experience with love and compassion and connection instead of disconnection and frustration um, and getting it wrong, basically.
I am fascinated by what you just said. So to be able to communicate with your mom as she has dementia, I'm blown away by that, by the way. Well, I've heard a lot of things through the years and I've seen a lot of things that I do believe it's absolutely possible, but my goodness, to be able to communicate. So what is that like? I mean, honestly, while your mother was still here on planet Earth, right, while she was still in the body, and you're connecting with her, can you describe that a little bit more? Like, what kind of information, if you don't mind sharing that?
Yeah, yeah. And it
Yeah,
blows my mind too, just to be clear. I'm right there with you with
yeah.
my mind blown. Um, and it's really such an honor to be able to do this now for others, because when my friend did it for me, I never imagined I would be able to learn this and develop this skill. But now that I have and I do, I teach others how to do it because we can all do this. I want to be really clear. We can all learn to connect in this way. At the time, what I learned specifically from what my best friend channeled through for me was that, as I said, I was making some decisions and having some interactions communicatively with my mom that were a disservice to her and my father's agreement. I learned that my father agreed in their previous lifetime that this one was going to be him stepping into his support and service to her in ways that transcended anything that had been done before. And in another lifetime with her, he had fallen short in some way of whatever agreement that they had had. So this was their opportunity to course correct, if you will. And so where I was trying to relieve my father of some of the enormous responsibility and burden of caring for someone with this type of cognitive decline, I was actually interrupting something that was really very sacred between the two of them. So that was my first aha, like, oh, I don't I don't only not need to do this, but it's a detriment to me to do this. I can't rescue my father, and trying to do so is actually disrupting something very beautiful that they have as a commitment to each other. So I pulled back from that. I also learned that my mom was here to receive a lot of attention and love and focus on her, which made a lot of sense, but I hadn't heard it exactly in the words that her soul had described it through my friend. So instead of feeling resentful of how much energy it took to meet her needs, I realized this is actually what her soul needs in order to fulfill on its desires and its path. So that shifted me away from resentment and irritation towards her to this is just the soul doing what the soul needs to do, and I can participate in it or not. But either way, she's going to get what she came to get. So I chose to lovingly participate in giving her lots of attention and affection and pulling out the irritation and resentment that I had towards her around that. So those are two key examples of what can come through when we peel away the layers and really go to the soul level.
Oh, I just really appreciate what you just said because um, I think all the time, and Amit Goswami gave me this very simple model. He said, Loretta, we live in two worlds. And we live in more than two, but we live in this, what we call the mundane 3D reality, right? Where we're very ego driven. And then there's this thing up here. Up here, we're all connected. And from that higher perspective, that's what I really heard you say. You got a completely different idea about what was going on and what your role was in it. And I'm thinking, oh my goodness, for everyone to do that, it pulls us out of that having our nose too close to the page that we can't, we're all about, oh, I've got to get this done and I've got to do that and I've got to show up this way, right?
Yes.
Wow, that's beautiful. That's really, really great. Um, Mr. Benny has reminded me we do have people in the queue already, and but he would love for you to tell people what it is that you need. Yes,
Yes,
exactly.
let me
When they
explain
call.
that. Yes, so if you would like to call in and receive a channeled message, here's what you can ask. You can ask to hear from any soul that is here on the planet with you right now. That includes your own soul, which we call your higher self. If you have an animal or pet companion that you would like to hear from as well that is here on the planet with you, we can tune into them. The other aspect of the work that I do with channeling those on the other side, we're going to leave that off of the table for now, but any soul that is here on the planet with you that you would like to ask for insight from or guidance around, or for that matter, we can tune into your spirit guides as well. You have a vast network of loving beings that support you in every second of every day, and we can tune into the wisdom of them, and you can ask a specific question to receive guidance.
I love it. And I'll give the number out again. It's 1-888-298-5569 or 425-373-5527. And Stephanie, um, I'm wondering if I can ask my guides or whoever, my electronic computer guides, some information about our difficulty getting the show going. And also, along with that, it's a selfish question. I have had trouble with my website since last August. I've been blocked because I'm not compliant with something. I've never been compliant with anything, Stephanie. I don't. I have, thanks for laughing. You know, sometimes when the world in large recognizes that, I'm like, maybe that's not a bad idea. Is it possible to ask a question as simple as that? Because I have these great big huge questions, of course.
Of course. Yes, this is a very practical, pragmatic question. So
Okay.
we can tune into your guides of technology is what I would call them, and let's just hear what they have to share. Well, we are giggling right along with you, dearest one. We are not here to make things difficult. In fact, we are here to do quite the opposite. You've been clear with us, and we are following through on your orders. You have told us, please run ahead of me and make all of the necessary connections so that things can flow smoothly and easily, and my communication and healing for the world at large can be received. And trust us when we say we are absolutely on this task. Now, it is not on us when technology goes sideways. That is on actually the developers of the technology, and you would be quite hard pressed to locate them at this point in time. So we will have to encourage you to release all the bumps and dings and disconnections and disruptions that occur. They will continue. They will inevitably continue because this is what it is to be in this dimension with things that are not only strictly about energy, but also have to do with wiring and have to do with hardware and have to do with the technology of the human mind and imagination and have to do with the perfection of the electrical currents. So do not forget, please do not ever forget just how complicated and complex it is to make these things occur. For when you do forget this and you presume and assume and demand and declare that this should all flow easily and freely, no matter what, well, that is what makes us laugh.
Oh my goodness. I'm laughing and crying at the same time. Stephanie, I love that answer so much. And to my guides, I love you. Thank you so much for that. And yeah, I am that way. This should run smoothly. What's going on here? So we're going to take a little station break. My amazing guest today is Stephanie Banks, and we are opening the line for people to call in 1-888-298-5569 or 425-373-5527. And Stephanie is a channel, and you know, that is such a, not even the right word for you. She's amazing. So anyway, we're going to take a little station break. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the original Loretta Brown Show with my guest, Stephanie Banks, an intuitive channel mentor and a guide. And I want to remind people that these shows are archived and downloadable for free at the KKNW 1150 AM archives for the original Loretta Brown Show. And we're also on iTunes, Spotify, Podcast One, X, Megaphone, YouTube, Audible. I don't know. We're out there. And I've been on the radio for years, so there's many, many, many good shows. And please go back, listen to them, connect with the amazing people that come on my platform, because the whole intention is to lift you up. That's the idea. So Stephanie, we are taking callers today, and we do have some people in the queue here. Let me just take a look. And so Benny, would you like to bring some a caller in?
Sure,
And
I would love to do that. Yeah, go ahead.
yeah. Let me give the number out one more time. So sorry, I'm a little bit off my tempo this morning.
That's okay.
The number, yeah. Everybody has that day, right? It's Aldebaran. That's what it is. It's the connection to the great silver gate portal. 1-888-298-5569 or 425-373-5527. Just give us a call right now. Okay.
All right, sounds good. We'll bring on Cynthia, who's calling in from the Everett, Washington area. Hi, Cynthia.
Hi there. Hi, Stephanie. Thank you
Hi,
guys for taking my
Cynthia.
call.
How can I serve?
So I wanted to see if you could ask my higher spirit or my guides where I should be looking for a job. Like, should I be looking in teaching or business? If they have some guidance, because I'm very confused. I'm very
Okay.
confused.
What's the arena you're in right now? What area of
Well,
work?
I'm laid off from my job. I'm looking for work. I'm
Yeah.
not working.
But what was the job?
Oh, well, it was coordination and construction.
Okay. So you are willing to go back to school for a different focus and degree, or you are ready to just hit the ground running with something brand new?
I guess I really don't know.
Okay.
So there's a level that I've had an interview in a customer service type of position, and then I don't know if maybe I should look to, get some training and go get a certificate to be a teacher. I have a college degree, so
Okay.
and I'm older. I'm 61, so I'm just perplexed as far
I
as
gotcha.
if there's some avenues. And I know
Okay.
I probably have to do parallel plans, but I've always been called to the healing arts and things like that. So,
All right. I'm going to channel your higher self, and we will see what your soul wants to share. I'm here. Oh, I am so here. Yes, I am here. And I'm going to fill up. Here I go. Here I go. All the space, all the space. There. Now we can talk. Now things are ready for me. Here's the thing about me. I do want to fill up the space. And it's not coming from ego. Nope, never has been, never will be. It comes from knowing that there is so much that is disorderly around here. This dimension, this human walk, and it must be put back into order. And I am one of the people who is so very talented at putting things back into order. So what I am going to do is to create order from disorder. And I'm going to begin, as always, within my physicality, within my energetic body. And then quickly, oh so quickly, I'm going to take that to my physical surroundings, my home space, the space that exists within my walls. And I'm going to bring order, straight order, strict order, perfect order. And then I'm going to offer this tremendous service to those that I love. Would you like for me to organize things for you? Give me a small space. Give me a big space. I can do it. I am happy to do it. Because see, this is what I have come for. I have so much to teach, so much to offer, so much to share, and so much richness in the background of what I have lived in my many, many lifetimes. And I will get to all of that. But what I really want are busy hands so that I may put things, move things, shift things, reshape things, clean things, cleanse things, clear things, and organize. Now, I might argue with myself and say, that does not sound like much fun, but the truth of the matter is it's not about what it is in the act of doing it. It is about the relief and the space that gets created from the act of doing it. So yes, I have many directions I can take myself in, and I know exactly what I loathe because I have been doing plenty of that which I loathe in my other jobs and pursuits. But really what I am up to is to make people's lives a whole lot easier, a whole lot more spacious, a whole lot more infused with organization, with open-heartedness, with the possibility for healing. And that always and forever begins within the heart, within the home, and within the surroundings that we bask in. So that's kind of what I'm up to right now. If that means that I shadow others who are very skilled organizers, so be it. If that means that I just strike a path on my own and begin to offer this, so be it. It really doesn't matter because the truth is that I cannot make a mistake.
Wow.
Wow.
Oh, wow. Can I make a comment or two?
Yes, go
Like,
ahead.
number one, that's amazing. And
Yes.
I was getting things like organization, feng shui, cleaning and clearing, some sort of blog, some sort of, right now, I'm just going to say this. I know that a lot of my clients are into decluttering, cleaning out, clearing out, making space. And I just have goosebumps while Stephanie was talking, like, go in that direction, right? Go in that direction. And Stephanie, please add what you
Uh,
do.
I'm
Yeah,
just,
add your stuff.
yeah, I'm just ready to hire Cynthia. I
Me
need that
too.
in my house.
Yeah.
And I
So,
would say this, not everybody can do this. This takes a very special kind of mind and person and personality. In particular, can't do this because I'm very easily visually overwhelmed. So I have to have people that help to clear this, clear clutter, declutter. And Cynthia, you can take it really in any direction that resonates with you, but it's a little bit different than what your mind was conjuring before of your possibilities. And this is not something you have to get a certificate for necessarily. So explore that, see where it takes you.
yeah,
Yep. Yeah. Yeah.
thank you. Yeah.
Thank you, Stephanie.
Thanks.
Thank you. Yeah.
Thanks for calling in, Cynthia. There, I'm going to talk to Stephanie for a while, but if you want to get into the queue, the number is 1-888-298-5569 or 425-373-5527 with Stephanie Banks. Stephanie, I want to ask you, when you are channeling and you can access people's spirit guides, you can access like a giant tree or like I'm thinking of one, right? Or you can I don't know if we could say access the future and the past, but yeah, I'm kind of like my whole mind is so open right now with the possibility of communication, right? Of gaining that information. Um, I'm not sure what my question is there. Can you talk to people a little bit about what are guides? What is their job? What's our job? How do we work better with them? That sort of a thing,
Yeah,
right?
definitely. And what I would say about the channeling that I do, I'm not attuning to the future or the past. So I always tell my clients the read is for the moment, right? And we are always evolving. So in an hour, I'm a different person, even though I might look the same in so many other ways, but we are actually morphing and shifting and expanding and changing, and it might not look like that from the news, but it's going on. It's happening. This is what we are here for, to grow and expand as souls. So it's not. I never make futuristic predictions about anything. And in terms of past, we can tap into past lifetime stuff because that really does inform some of what's going on present. But we're really in the moment with the channeling, at least from the consciousness that I'm channeling from, which is fifth dimensional consciousness, unity consciousness. And then in terms of our spirit team, that is endless. We have guides for everything. I like to tell people that we have guides, just like Cynthia heard. Well, that was her higher self, but her guides could also come in and to support her, and they would be her career guides or her guides of service. We have parenting guides. Thank goodness for my parenting guides. They have saved me from so many problematic moments. We have guides of, we have shoe shopping guides. We have guides that find us the parking spot at the mall, like the most mundane and practical to the most magical and etheric. We have support for this. You have your technology guides, Loretta, that we just channeled
Yeah.
earlier. So, and they're fun, and they are filled with light and joy, and they don't take things so seriously, and they don't want us to do that either, because once we disconnect from the light and joy that we can't receive, and we can't grow and expand. Everything then becomes so very serious, and that's just not how we're meant to live. I don't believe in this incredible journey on this amazing planet. So we have guides for everything, and all we need to do is talk to them, ask for support, listen. These are practices we can we can get used to and become more adept at, and they love it. They love to be of service. I don't believe they just swoop in and do things for us on the constant. I believe we need to be in conversation and exchange with them. That's where the relationship really flourishes.
Thank you for all of that. Number one, my experience has been they've got quite the sense of humor. And they're always making me laugh, and they do want us to lighten up. So I love that part. The other thing is, so many people will say things to me like, well, they don't hear me, they don't help me, or they led me into this bad place and blah, blah. And why don't they fix it? Right? Those sorts of statements. Yeah.
Doesn't work like that. They don't lead us anywhere bad.
Yeah.
They're the team. Basically, I think of them as assigned to us to support our souls in having the experiences that will grow us. Now, as we know, growth does not come from everything being easy, hunky-dory. It comes from challenge and peeling away layers and self-discovery and making, I don't want to say mistakes because or Cynthia said there's no mistakes to be made, but having a rich, full human experience here. But your guides will never, ever lead you down a wrong path. If you are on a path that feels off to you, that is where you have likely strayed from your inner knowing. And our greatest task is to get closer and closer to the voice of wisdom that exists within us, because that will never lead us off either.
So how do we tell the difference between that voice of wisdom and the rambling of our own mind, should
Yeah.
I say?
Yeah,
Yeah.
they have a completely different feeling. You can tell based on how it feels. So the voice of ego will likely sound, which is, I'm not knocking ego. It's designed to keep us safe. It does some beautiful things for us, gives us great personalities. I love my ego. And in its efforts to keep us safe or protected, it will throw out a whole lot of fearful stuff. So if you're feeling afraid, if you're feeling constricted, if you're feeling like pulling back or retreating, that is not your voice of wisdom and expansion. That is ego doing its work, most likely. The voice of intuition, which is what we're talking about when we talk about the inner voice of wisdom, it feels soft, very knowing. It's very subtle, so we're not often trained to attune to it since it's not loud and shouty like the voice of ego, but we can learn to adjust our channel to perceive that subtlety and eventually to follow and trust it without question. So you can trace your emotional experience to which voice it is if you become more in tune with what your emotional experience is.
Yeah, there's something in there about know thyself.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. And so anybody can develop this ability.
Yes, and
Yeah.
please do, whichever
Yeah.
teacher you choose, just please do, because I envision a world in which humanity is trusting that inner voice of wisdom, and we are living in harmony and love and compassion and beauty with each other in that image.
Absolutely. So are you turned on 24/7? Can you turn your ability on and off to channel, or how does that work?
I'm open to my own guidance 24/7. Yes. Except of course when I'm distracted as a human, which is also 24/7. There's no perfection here.
I think that's your $1 million t-shirt. I'm distracted.
But I'm not open to receiving for clients 24/7. I know I clock in and I clock out. My guides know when I'm open to receive and when I'm not. I'm not interested in being depleted. I'm not interested in chaos, and it would be chaotic and depleting to be on constantly receiving messages for others. But my guides know the best times to reach me for my own guidance tends to be while brushing my teeth or while in the shower or the cereal aisle for some reason. So
I love that. Oh, that's great. I love it. I forgot what my question was now. Thinking about the cereal aisle. I'll never be the same. So you also channel for the departed, dearly departed,
Yes,
loved
I do.
ones on the other side. Mhm.
Yeah,
Right.
I definitely do. And the only reason I'm not offering that on the show today is because that does come with grief, loss, other emotional components that are much better served in a private session.
Yeah, I get it. Is it possible to channel a message? I'm not quite sure how to answer or ask this question. You know, I really do believe that there is I have a team that overlooks my radio show, right? And I've been on the air for a long time and my throat's activated while I'm trying to ask this question. Is there a message, maybe from that team, or I don't know, my higher self or some whoever wants to come through for the listening audience? Something that people really need to hear right now, whether they're listening to this live or whether they're listening to it archived somewhere, a
Yeah.
message that needs to come through, because we're at such a time of great change on our planet. There's so much going on, you know, politically, financially, health-wise. You know, we're entering the age of Aquarius, and just whatever would like to come through. Is that,
Yes,
yeah,
let's do
okay.
it. That sounds like
Yeah,
a
let's
beautiful
do that.
question. All right, so
Okay.
we're tuning into the guides that surround you in your communication work, Loretta. That's how I'm getting their label, I suppose. And this is for your listeners. See what we did just there? See what we did? You'll see it, you'll hear it. You wondered for a moment, most of you did, is the connection okay? Is there sound? Is she going to speak? Is she just taking a breath? Is she tuning in? What's happening? For that very brief moment that we just blessed you all with, you had some space, you had some peace, you had some silence. And it is this pillar of space. It is these pillars of space, peace, and silence that we are going to guide everyone to over and over and over again. For the typical set of ears, the typical pair of eyes, the typical mind is so over inundated with information, negative information to be sure. Yes, there is positive information in there as well, but let us just say information. And when there is overwhelm, when there is over information, then there cannot be a tuning. Then there is the shutdown, the retreating, the retracting, the experience of a faster beating heart, the experience of the stress hormones, the experience of the helplessness. And so for all those who are beautiful listeners and beings who are attending to and tuning into this particular show, we ask for you also as you listen, take your space of silence. Also, as you complete from the listening of this show, before you scan about or swipe through for the next thing that you will listen to or consume visually in any way, that you stop, that you turn it all off, that you pause, because you have so much that is here for you, so much you are able to presence yourself to, so much wisdom that is coursing and flowing within you and surrounding you. And you cannot hear it if it is coming through the voice of someone else. You cannot pay attention to it if it is visually activating for you. There are certain things you can only be present to through the space of silence. So we are asking all of you, despite the fact that it may sound counter to advice from a radio show host, to, to ensure that you turn it all off. Let yourself be only in the presence of peace. Let yourself hear the flow of your own blood. Yes, you can do that. Let yourself sense the pulsating of your heart. Yes, you can do that. Let yourself feel the change of air temperature on your skin. Yes, you can do that. Let yourself feel the tiny hairs on your skin as they move in response to goosebumps, to temperature changes, to shivers, chills, to itches and such. Let yourself do that. And remember that the greatest space and most nourishing offering of silence often, often, often occurs in the peace and the harmony of the natural world.
Wow.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. Yeah, the quiet space. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I very much heard that with all of the swirling of life to come into that just that space. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
very powerful.
Very powerful. So many people are um, into listening to anything and everything out there, and it can be very upsetting, and to be able to find your way to there. So, wow, to those guides that came through, and to you, thank you so much for that message. I would definitely listen to that over and over again my own self.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're very, very wonderful. They answered all kinds of questions in there for me. So,
Beautiful. Yeah, I can
yeah,
use that reminder too. I often find myself, what should I listen to next? And even though I'm very selective about it being high vibrational information, their point is information is still information. Why do we have to overload ourselves constantly with information? I love that reminder.
yeah, I do too. We have a few minutes left, and I, for some reason, wonder if you would be able to bring through a quick message from the trees. I love trees. And it was like they just kept kind of, there's this big, huge tree, and I don't know where it's at on planet Earth, but it just kept nudging. So,
Okay,
okay,
absolutely. I love to channel the trees. So when you're
okay.
sensing the big, huge one, it's one you don't know. It's an energy.
I've seen a picture of a big tree somewhere, like some big old tree, and I don't know why it's in my consciousness, but it
Okay.
kind of woke up with
Okay.
it.
I'm gonna
Okay.
tune into that one. Yeah,
Okay.
let's go to that one. I am here, my precious human, and boy, is this a thrill for both of us, for all of us, really, because I have been sending you signals since the time you were very, very young, since the time before this time in which you were very, very young. We have played together and we have joined energies and we have exchanged love for, well, can I say, hundreds and hundreds of years? That is my age. That is how I have lived upon this great earth. So I have seen you transform and I have seen you return and I have seen you exit and return over and over again. And we always find our way back to one another. Now, I do not have the gift of mobility, as you well know. And so it will have to be you that comes back to find me. And I would love to deliver to you a little map where X marks the spot and you can find me once again. But what fun would that be? That would remove all of the excitement and adventure out of it. So I will tell you I will tell you a country, South America, of location. There you are. And now you will be off and running, doing your research, Googling this and that. What are the oldest, biggest, grandest, most beautiful and revered and respected trees in South America? And you will find your way. You will find your way to me. And I have complete faith in that. And when you do, we will connect and joyfully celebrate. You will put a garland of uh, flowers or vine around your head at the through your hair, and you will dance in circles around me. It will be the signal of your return, and there will be a great joy everywhere. Music even will play if you are listening into the most subtle of realms. And this great reunion, it will be celebrated by those here with us in the form and by those in non-form and by all of those in the realms that have ever been. And this will be a great experience, because what you will take as you leave will be a deeper understanding of your work in this world, and a release of all that you have carried for lifetimes endless that you no longer need to hold. I am here to take that from you. I am here to welcome you back. I am here to bear witness to you. I am here.
Oh, I love that. Yes. Woohoo. Yeah, once again, I always know it's the truth if I feel close to tears. And oh yeah, I'm Googling. Oh yeah, I'm on it. Totally.
I have chills everywhere down my body. Yes.
Oh wow, I love trees. So we're down to like the last minute. Where can people find you, Stephanie? And final word.
Yeah, my website is soulinsight.com, and I'm going to let that amazing tree have the final word. So that's
That's
it.
wonderful. That's it. Everybody, thank you so much for tuning in. Stephanie Banks, what a pleasure, what a delight, what a blessing. Thank you for being on planet Earth and sharing your beautiful gifts. And everybody out there, hey, guess what? You can learn to channel and find Stephanie and connect with her. Mr. Benny Mathers, you are the best. Thank you so much, everybody. Have a great week.